Hi there, my name is Leanna Renee Heber, and I am here for RT Magazine. We're here talking a little conference wrap-up from the 2008 Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania RT Convention. We're going to hear from some of the great people that were there in 2008 and why you should be there in 2009.
My first impression was probably the best one. I was late arriving. I walk in, and there were probably about 30 or 40 piles, huge piles of matched luggage all over the lobby. I mean, literally huge, taller than me. Not that that's hard. Piles of luggage everywhere. And I'm thinking, wow, some convention must be leaving. And I realized, no, that's the convention attendees that I'm at, because when you have wings, they require their own suitcase. And when I realized that there were a lot of people wearing wings and had packed up pretty much their whole costume and wardrobe, and that I was riding the elevator with some of the most interestingly dressed people I'd ever seen, this was a very cool conference.
And with every great convention, you have great costumes, as we see here with pirates and fortune tellers and fairy tale characters, paranormal favorites, cartoon characters. And it appears to be band camp for author Megan Hart, who later told us she was on the manhunt. And yes, there are men. Yes, ladies, yes, that is Fabio. And here we have some cavemen. Yeah. And we're wrapping up with a little Mr. Romance competition, which is an RT staple. Now let's hear a little bit more from a judge who's seen it all firsthand.
Dorchester actually sponsors a number of events at the Romantic Times Convention every year. This is a really nice opportunity for us to meet directly with booksellers and librarians as well as readers. We're able to sponsor the Mr. Romance contest, and I was actually a judge. I sat right in the center of the judges' table, which was an experience in and of itself, trust me, and to see these men strut down that runway and to hear the cheers in the crowd was really great. It was a fun experience to be there, just to see the energy that you get in a room. And of course, it was probably one of the most entertaining portions of the conference for me.
I love how Erin starts off all business-like and then she starts talking about the men. It's a good cover, Erin. But let's be clear, it's not just the men out there having a good time and dancing the night away. The women take to the dance floor. Every night there's a different opportunity with a lavish party. Different themed balls, costumed balls, chance to get out, showcase all those great costumes you brought in all that luggage. You've got different author sponsorships and giveaways, publishers that sponsor parties, great opportunities for live music, like from the Impalers, the Vampire Band Live and Undead. Amidst the festivities, there's also a chance to celebrate the accomplishments of outstanding romance authors in the genre at the awards luncheon, presided over by President Ken Rubin and founder Catherine Falk and publisher Carol Stacey. Let's hear from Wendy Carsey-Staub about her Lifetime Achievement Award and what being a part of RT has meant to her.
I first became acquainted with Romantic Times magazine back when I was an editor at Silhouette Books in the late 80s and early 90s. After I left Silhouette, I sold my first book. When I launched my own writing career, I was very excited to get a few top picks from Romantic Times magazine. In my mind, it meant I had arrived as an author. So it was really an honor for me to win the Lifetime Achievement Award this past year from Romantic Times, because it was just the culmination of years and years of a relationship with them.
Now let's get down to business. At every convention, you're going to have panels, and here at RT, the panels are made fun. Now you have some of the traditional panels with professionals sharing their experience, but also some really unique opportunities. Here we see Mary Jo Putney, Christine Feehan, and Brendan Novak, all of them superstars, sitting down with fans and writing a scene together. Where else are you going to get a chance to do that? You've got other opportunities for trivia panels and games. See, panels made fun, business and pleasure. Let's talk to a few panel pros, see what they have to say.
I had the privilege of being on a lot of panels last year. I captained the young adult fiction panel. I was on a panel about mashups, combining romance with other things like sci-fi. I was on a media panel where we talked about addressing the media, you know, and promoting your books through television and newspapers. And it's really fun to be on a panel because you can impart information that you've come up with and you've experienced in your career that maybe someone doesn't know or hasn't come across yet. And at the same time, it's not like you're giving it alone. You have 4 or 5 awesome authors on the panel with you that you're giving your own information, and yet on the side of you, there's someone who's teaching you. So I really love the setup of the panel situation at RT.
It was really interesting because instead of just talking to a couple of customers, you know, in the store or colleagues of mine about various things, I was talking to a whole bunch of people who were directed, who were there for a reason, who were there to listen to what I had to say, as well as the other, obviously more than me, the other people who were on the panel with me, to get their particular perspective on the subject matter. And it was really interesting to sort of see their excitement, to see the questions that they asked, to see the ideas that they had. And it was a really nice back and forth.
The biggest moment was the panel on plagiarism with Jennifer Blake, Roberta Gellis, and Bertrice Small, where they each took a sample piece of research and worked it into a spontaneous piece of fiction that they wrote prior to the conference itself. It was kind of like watching Barbra Streisand and Celine Dion and Madonna show people how to audition. You don't get to see authors of that level of talent and history demonstrating what it is that they do, and their demonstration was incredibly powerful and so very good. That was probably the very best part of the conference for me.
So I find the panels really cool, and I wanted to get involved. So next year, I have the great honor as a debut fantasy romance author. I'm going to be moderating the Starships and Sorcery panel, so I'm very excited. Okay, we've got panels, we've got parties, we've got all these great events that we've talked about. And every year it culminates into the main event, the RT book signing. 300 authors. The event's open to the public. You've got a line out the door, and the excitement's in the air. So let's hear it from an author.
I love the book signing at RT because it is so huge. There is no other place where there is so many authors all in one place, all with amazing books to sign.
The RT convention. People make it a habit. Let's hear a few reasons why.
I have to count back to figure out how long I've been going to Romantic Times. Probably this last year would have been my 5th or 6th conference. I keep coming back to the conference because it's a great place to meet readers, and I get to meet up with all of my writer friends that I have known online for years and years and years, and yet might never have met if it weren't for the Romantic Times conference. And I love the sort of energy and the silliness of it all, because it's, while there's business going on and networking going on, really you're there to have fun. You're there to have fun with the readers, and for the readers to get to know you and have fun, and that's the part I enjoy the most, is the parties and the mixing and mingling and the sitting in the bar after the parties with everybody. And
The 2009 RT Convention, April 22nd through the 26th in Orlando, Florida. For all the details, visit www.rtconvention.com. I'm Leanna Renee Heber, and I will see you there.